stays hidden from me. Nothing 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 stays hidden from me.
Okay. This is good.
Gadgets to try out.
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 Okay. This is good.
Gadgets
Welcome to Skill Captain. This guide, we'll be breaking down the
This is
best
good.
pro cipher setups for defense on split. To Skill
As well
Captain.
as
This
his
guide,
attack
we'll be breaking down the
cameras,
line and pro
and
cipher
trip
setups for defense on split. To Skill
As well
Captain.
as
This
his
guide,
attack
we'll be breaking down
cameras,
the
and
line and pro
trip
cipher setups for defense on split. To Skill Captain. This guide will quite literally have everything you could possibly need to dominate split with Cypher. Now, the setups you'll find in this video aren't just one person's opinion, but the accumulation of countless hours of research from the top Cypher pros. So enough hype, let's jump straight into it, starting with Cypher's best setup for B site on split. To begin with, we have by far the best camera spot for B site. There's no other camera spot that even comes close to this one in terms of power. From B heaven, head to rafters and go to the edge of this brown box. Now, you'll be placing the camera on the top of the ledge at the roof of this building. However, you'll notice that it's red, meaning you can't place it there. One trick every Cypher player must know is the trick to getting max height on your camera. First, while standing still, aim your camera as high as you can while it's still highlighted blue. This will mark the max height you can place your camera. Then, simply jump and left click to place your camera at the peak of your jump.
My ultimate is ready.
Jump. This is how you can place your camera at the maximum height every single time. Now, this camera is so valuable as not only does it look into B main, but also into B heaven, completely covering
Oh iya ya. Coba kita coba lagi apakah bisa ngeliat ke B-man.
all of the entrances into B site. However, the real strength is that it functions similar to a one-way smoke, where you'll be able to see the enemy in B main with your camera, while they won't be able to see it to shoot and destroy it. For this reason, it's very important that you memorize the grate in B main. This is because when an enemy's foot touches the grate, it means they can see your camera and shoot it. So as long as the enemy's feet is behind the grate, you can be certain you can see them, but they can't see you. Next, we have Cypher's Cage, which on B site will be a one-way smoke, and honestly, one of the main reasons Cypher is so strong on split. You want to walk into this door on the wall, then simply aim to the left of this wooden beam and release your cage. If you're having trouble landing this,
Cage triggered. Cage triggered.
you can move slightly to the right while aiming at the same spot, and you'll find it more consistently lands. This one-way cage is insane, as it allows you to see the enemy's feet. Having trouble cage, which on B site will be a one-way smoke, and honestly, one of the main reasons Cypher is so strong on split. You want to walk into this store on the wall, then simply aim to the left of this wooden beam and release your cage.
Cage triggered. Cage triggered. Cage triggered. Cage triggered.
If you're having trouble landing this, you can move slightly to the right while aiming at the same spot, and you'll find it more consistently lands. This one-way cage is insane, as it allows you to see the enemy's feet while they won't be able to see you. And lastly, we have your tripwire, which you want to place on this trash can, as it will be extremely hard for the enemy to shoot and destroy, since they'll have to actually move into B site and be exposed to multiple angles.
Eh. Yes juga.
Hey everyone, and welcome to Simply move your tripwire to this standard location, as it will be high enough to avoid being triggered by a boombot. Also, make sure when you place tripwires that you crouch and aim the beam so that it's hitting your agent's forehead. This is the sweet spot that prevents enemies from both jumping over it or ducking under it. Still, this tripwire location, along with the trash can one, can be destroyed by AoE abilities like Raze's Satchel, Grenade, Sova Shock Arrows, etc. Also, Jet players can counter both of these tripwire locations by simply dashing through them. When this is happening to you, you want to place your tripwire here. Now, there is a weakness to this tripwire in that an enemy can get a default plant off if they hug the wall, as they won't activate the tripwire, but it's very unlikely someone will be that precise with their movement. If you are placing this tripwire, you can also consider placing your second cage below it. This will allow you to play a further back position, and when an enemy activates the tripwire, you can then activate your cage into peeking and getting some free kills. Another similar tripwire is here at the default plant spot. Again, you'll want to place your cages between. The first is the most standard, behind the pillar, ready to swing on any enemies coming from B main. The second spot is to the left of pillar. You use this if you're getting pre-naded or pushed off the previous spot, or it's too risky to peek it. Think of it as your backup plan. The third spot is the riskiest of all of them, but can also catch opponents off guard, and that's back of sight. This allows you to swing from a more unpredictable angle, but the downside is you have no retreat path and the wall in front of you can be wallbanged. This should only be used sparingly if the enemy is shutting you down at your other spots. And lastly, we have our final spot on top of rafters. This will give you less control over stopping enemies from the B main push, but as a trade-off, gives you more control over pushes into B heaven. You'll want to play this spot if your teammates who are playing B heaven are constantly losing control of that area, and the enemy is successfully taking B by going through B heaven. So to summarize, the best B site setup is to place one tripwire and one cage at the entrance to B heaven, place your camera here at the top of the roof, and then place your one-way cage here and a tripwire on the trash can, then play from this default spot behind pillar. And before we jump into A site's best setups, if you're serious about improving, then head to skillcap.com to unlock our hyper improvement system. We have up-to-date lineups for agents, courses on all the mechanics needed to win more gunfights, Smurf commentaries where a high-ranked player walks you through how to carry in your rank, and so much more. Come join over 500,000 satisfied members of Skillcapped, improve that KDA, and get the rank you've always wanted at skillcap.com, link in the description below. Alright, heading into Cypher's best pro setups for a site, starting with his camera placements. By far, the best camera spot is right here, as not only can you place it before the barrier drops, it actually lets you get super deep early intel into the enemy's starting location. To place this camera, you want to walk to the window in a heaven. Move to the side just a little until you can see this edge of the wall. Aim down and right so you can get that super valuable early intel. This camera is basically just a better version of a really bad right, heading into how to carry, and then place your one-way cage here, and a tripwire on the trash can, then play from this default spot behind pillar. And before we jump into a site's best setups, if you're serious about improving, then head to skillcap.com to unlock our hyper improvement system. We have up-to-date lineups for agents, courses on all the mechanics needed to win more gunfights, Smurf commentaries where a high-ranked player. We have best setups if you're serious in the trash can, then play from this default spot behind pillar. And before we jump into a site's best setups, if you're serious about improving, then head to
Skill cap at Anjay.
skillcap.com to unlock super deep early intel into the enemy's starting location. To place this camera, you want to walk to the window in a head.
Cage triggered. Cage triggered. Cage triggered.
Oh, 8% MS. Eh,
Loh,
Hello. Hello.
ya aku
Eh,
nggak pernah main tapi
kenapa?
nggak pada main Valo aku.
Sama.
Bacot.
Betulan, astaga. Dibilangi.
Si Kenjo nggak bisa main, katanya lama kali downloadnya.
20 GB itu.
Oh, katanya lama.
Nanti ada si Kenzo datang. Dia masukin mobil dulu. Aku sama Kenzo sudah beli senjata baru, bro.
Itu apa?
Kayak si Kenzo beli AK coba.
Iya.
Iya, beli AK dia sama Bang Rodi. Aku beli
Hap,
beli Tommy Gun sama Bang Sako.
dia uang kalian habis lah.
Enggak, aku beli cuma 2.000.
Oh, murah.
Iya.
Nanti
Si
aku beli juga.
Iya, beli aja. Buat juga buat asik-asikan, Cuk. Kalau misalnya
Iya.
ada yang nantang kan pakai senjata, kita keluarin juga senjata kita gitu. Ada yang itu buat jaga-jaga ya kan.
Kalau AK berapa?
Aku nggak tahu, kayaknya 10.000 deh. Kenzo itu banyak duit, Cuk. Kemarin dikasih duit 10.000 sama orang, langsung dibelikan senjata. Memang gila, Cuk, orang tuh.
Itu ID ku yang ku kirim di DM.
ID apa Valorant tuh?
Hmm.
Oke, siap. Apa rankmu?
Rankku apa nih ya? Nggak tahu tuh. Cara cek kayak mana? Saya
Kamu
belum ada rank ini.
belum ada rank? Aduh,
Hmm.
ternyata belum ada rank Anda ya. Enggak apa-apa, nyantuy. Kita
Andre lah kita Andre.
shit. Shut the fuck up, anjing kok shit. CC 2,1. Nah, udah tuh. Nah, itu ku invite tuh. Eric set boy.
Kok jadi buy one?
Kok W1? Bisa. Bisa kamu ranked kok.
Memang bisa, cuma nggak tahu rank gua apa.
You karir. Kill. Oh,
Orang
ada, nggak apa-apa.
Unrank katanya.
Ntar. Erik. Astaga, jangan bilang kamu tidur. Gila. Maghrib tidur. Pasti kamu nggak maghriban.
Habis maghrib tuh aku tidur.
Nih bangun nih, ada temanku nih. Kita dapat teman baru nih buat kena mental. Let's go. Discord cepat. Ya udah. Ini ada temanku biasa main bareng sama dia kalau Valorant. Ntar aku nelpon si Rido dulu. Kalau misalnya dia nggak respon, ya udah. Aku ngeliat kamu kok bagus-bagus aja. Karirmu bagus-bagus aja kok. Tim MVP.
Drake.
Match found.
Split. Astagfirullah. Kenapa di icebox?
Ini gak enak.
Enak.
Salah ya.
Gila. Kamu suka map ini?
Apa?
Kamu suka map ini kah?
Gak suka.
Ya udah, aku nggak ngepick deh. Aku dodge.
Bebas. Main aja kalau mau.
Susah
Biasa
mapnya.
Ya udah, nggak usah pick.
Epic aja lah. Ini sudah ada Sugetsu, sudah bagus-bagus nih. Let's do this.
I will defend you all with my power and with my life. Reloading.
Hello. Suaraku double ya?
Iya, double.
Audio, voice chat. Hello.
Suppressing.
Yes,
Enemy spotted A.
Waga.
Spike planted.
Enemy spotted A.
Kill the queen.
Last player standing.
Aduh, senjatanya bagus, Cok.
Now I know how annoying.
Keep up. Here.
Gila. Sakit kali.
Gila.
Enemy spotted A.
Senjatamu di atas ya?
Opponent killed.
Spike planted.
Knife deployed.
Guy killed.
One enemy remaining.
Raise out.
Reloading. Oh, weapon here. That important?
Gak main nih.
Punch us in the teeth, we spit back
Lah.
blood.
Apa yang nggak main?
Main Valo inilah. Sebulan ada.
Aku baru main-main aja sih. Nggak terlalu gimana ya. Ya main ke jelek lah intinya.
Main. Tak mati duluan. Padahal aku nembak duluan. Susah kali.
Hold the line.
Here. Here. Adios.
Shutting them down.
Multiple enemies A.
Masuk gak?
Aku mau masuk.
Spotted A.
Gak tahu.
Jangan dulu. Ini mau keluar.
Cutting their vision.
Spotted A.
Spike down A. Last player standing.
Ada orang tuh. Kanan, bro. Di kanan tuh. Mwet.
Spike planted.
Masuk ke dalam.
Ya gini.
Kedengaran kamu reload ya. Di kiri.
Astaga.
Kamu reload kelihatan.
Don't get shot. Human brains are hard to replace.
Let's go.
Forward.
Suppressing.
One down. Multiple enemies A. You're done.
Spike down A.
Spek down.
One enemy remaining.
Enemy spotted.
It's just a scratch.
Mini weapon.
Reyna, time to hunt. Need a drop.
Bro, they're never going B. Oh my god. They're always going A. Why? I want to kill them. I want to get Ace.
Need a drop.
Don't worry, I'll keep them quiet.
Watch this.
Flash!
Nggak mati bang. Bagusnya loh. All B.
Launching smoke.
3, I mean just 3.
Welcome to my.
I've got your trail. Still in sight.
Last player standing.
Blindnya.
Let them try to get through.
Let them try to get to me. Aku mau gantian Shroud mana Shroud? Good sell Mr. Gaming.
Let's fly.
Joke's over. You're dead.
Apa disempetin? Gue. Musuhnya nggak jago, tapi aku yang tiba-tiba bodoh aja. Hati-hati mid ya.
Enemy and attacker spawn.
Mati satu.
Map deployed.
Here.
Spike planted.
Enemy spotted A.
Enemy and attacker spawn.
Blocking sight.
Grenade!
Reloading.
Flash! Flashbang!
Last player standing.
Masih belakang. Sudah sih.
Shoot the bad guys. How's that for a plan?
Oke, let's go. Bismillah, ayam baik. Masih kill 2 cuy. Masih bau.
Shutting them down. They're suppressed.
Smoke's down.
Why we
Spike
smoke
down
you,
A.
dan smoke you.
You will not kill my allies.
Kenapa di smoke? Gila aja. Enggak orang.
Spike planted. Last player standing.
Lagi sisa sendiri.
Hati-hati nak.
Cutting their vision.
Ya. Itu tuh. Oh, turun.
Hai.
Together, we will bury them under their transgressions.
Wow, keren lagi.
Who do they think they are?
Flashbang!
Lah, nggak mati-mati tapi. Aduh. Di. Nggak ada di situ, Cok. Di B tadi. Di tempat aku mati. Di sini dia. Ada.
Spike planted.
Stealing sight.
Nah, itu dia.
One enemy remaining.
Ambil senjata. Stanley, maju. Nah itu. Ambil itu, lebih mahal. Iya itu. Nah, itu bagus lagi senjata.
Prepare
Astaga. Gak sempat.
once again. Help.
Need a drop.
Kayaknya harus aku jaga sendiri. Kenapa? There you go.
Multiple enemies A. Ugh. Your duty is not over.
Gila.
Halo. Woi,
Kill the queen.
Halo, bro.
Last player standing.
Deploy.
ring lo. Gitu.
Ini Kenjo ya?
Iya, Kenzo.
Bukan.
Spike planted.
Come get some.
Alah, bang jago anjing. IQ-nya main. Main Kenzo, kita stres bareng, kuy.
It helps with accuracy.
Kalian beli ya? Gila.
As what?
Bahaya.
Watch this.
Gua nggak ada ini.
Trail.
Smoke's down.
Nggak ada pulse cuy.
Multiple enemies A.
Joke's over. You're dead.
Luck begins.
What's the manual reset?
Wah, kemana?
Last player standing.
Di dalam semua gen.
Kenapa aku terakhir terus nih?
Jangan kamu Cok, di sini aja, di jaga
Spike
di sini
planted.
Nice, di kiri.
Wah, mapek nih.
Nah, kan?
Astaga.
Kedengaran. Ini orang mainnya Cok, mainnya gold
I
atau
will fulfill my
platinum.
purpose.
Kita harus main unrated sih baru bisa.
Iya. Susah Cok ngelawan orang-orang kayak gini.
Let's go.
Target 86.
Waduh, 144.
Spike planted.
Lah udah ada lagi aja tuh.
Reloading.
Biasanya keluarnya di kanan situ. Nah, di situ biasanya.
Stealing sight.
Launching smoke.
Enemy spotted.
Iya aku.
Untung ada smoke. Untung ada smoke. Nah,
Astaga.
Last player standing.
menang.
Last round before the switch.
Gila menang Cok.
Halftime. Don't save a thing.
Menang Cok.
Reloading.
Lekotri.
Here.
Ada kah? Waduh. Back aja.
B.
Sambil back. Ya, sit. Kan. Sambil flash.
I've got your trail.
Gila, kemarin aku.
Suppress it.
Spike down B.
You will not kill my ally.
Jago kali jetnya.
Last player standing. Spike planted. One enemy remaining.
Ih, ngapain? Sayang.
Dikit lagi tuh.
Sayang loh, ngeluarin up terus.
I'll
Switching
survive
sides.
a danger too. Can't say the same for you
Possible sih
fragile
kalau mau
humans.
menang. Udah have fun ya. Kamu ngapain, Kenzo? Wih. Kenzo nya enggak ada kan? Oh, ada. Jan. Pak Ujan. Jan. Wih.
Ada.
Keluar deh. Aib.
Masih ada.
Enggak, maksudnya aib tadi. Enggak.
Iya.
Reloading.
Whatever it takes.
Here.
Shutting them down.
Reload.
Enemy suppressed.
Enemy spotted. A.
Mati coba, goblok.
Player standing.
Belakang.
Stay alive. I want their life, not yours.
Kenapa beli ya orang-orang nih?
No prisoners.